Let's welcome in California Congressman Tom McClintock for more on this. He's also a member of the House Judiciary Committee. Following that raid, Congressman, on Bolton's home and his office today, FBI Director Kash Patel took to social media, writing, "No one is above the law. FBI agents on mission." And Deputy Director Dan Bongino said public corruption would not be tolerated. Congressman, Democrats are saying that this is political retribution. Their outrage just a tad bit hypocritical when it comes to issues like this. Your thoughts tonight on the raid and suggestions that the ambassador may have leaked classified information to damage the president?
Well, again, I'm in no position to be able to judge what Bolton may or may not have done, but I couldn't agree with you more. It's a tad hypocritical to accuse this administration of doing to John Bolton exactly what they did to Donald Trump himself and so many other officials in the Trump administration. They broke a precedent some time ago. And it's now playing out. The shoe is now on the other foot. I pray for calmer days when we can remove the criminal element from our political differences.
In other news, President Trump announcing today in the Oval Office that his crime crackdown could be going far beyond Washington. Take a listen.
After we do this, we'll go to another location and we'll make it safe also. We're going to make our country very safe. We're going to make our cities very, very safe. Chicago's a mess. You have an incompetent mayor, grossly incompetent. And we'll straighten that one out probably next. That'll be our next one after this.
The president says Chicago would be followed by New York and Los Angeles. Look, I was in D.C. a couple of weeks ago, and it's like shades of the Marion Barry days. It's a mess. What Trump is doing appears to be working. He certainly has the legal standing to be able to do that. What would your reaction be to inserting National Guard or federal officers into other cities as he's contemplating here?
Well, I'm a federalist. I believe the federal capital is a federal responsibility. I think enforcing federal laws across the country, like our immigration laws, is a federal responsibility. But when it comes to enforcing local laws, that needs to be the responsibility of local governments, no matter how bad a job that they may be doing. That's up to the residents who elected these city governments and who have to live with the results. So, I mean, if a city government requested federal assistance, that's one thing. But I think the president has taken his law enforcement authority as far as it can go, both in the District of Columbia and in the enforcement of our federal immigration law. And he's done so brilliantly. He has set an example that voters in other cities might want to consider the next time they elect a local mayor and a local city council.
Yeah, but a lot of these local mayors, these local city councils in these cities, they have allowed this lawlessness. And in 2024, there were 4,200 homicides in the largest cities in the country. 4,000, and they're mostly Black and Latino Americans, minority communities, lower income, at-risk communities who are getting killed. At what point can the federal government or should the federal government say, look, you don't have your act together, thousands of people are dying, and we have to do something?
Well, again, I think that is ultimately up to the residents of the city that is being so badly governed. I mean, the left has done to Washington, D.C. what it's done to every city it controls. And one of the hallmarks, whether it's Los Angeles, San Francisco, Chicago, New York City, Baltimore, one of the hallmarks of leftist governance is rampant crime and rampant homelessness. Now, I believe voters in other cities have to live with the mess they created. Washington, D.C., though, that belongs to the entire country. And it's high time the country took it back. I think President Trump started that process. Congress, I think, needs to finish it by repealing the 1973 Home Rule Act and restoring federal control over the.
Clearly the federal city, very, very different. All right, I want to move on to your home state of California and the redistricting battle there. Governor Gavin Newsom has signed off on the so-called Election Rigging Response Act. This puts the newly drawn congressional maps up for a special election on November the 4th. The measure could add up to 5 new Democrat-leaning House seats. Here is Governor Newsom.
No other governor in U.S. history has ever signed a bill that will put the maps in front of the voters. We will be the first state in U.S. history to, in the most democratic way, submit to the people of our state the ability to determine their own maps. They fired the first shot, Texas. We wouldn't be here had Texas not done what they just did. Donald Trump didn't do what he just did.
So when he says democratic, I think he means democratic with a big D. It seems to be he's kind of rigging the process to prevent the rigging of the process. Your reaction to what the governor is doing out there?
We have to kill democracy to protect it. You know, the difference between California and Texas is that California has been protected from this kind of power grab by our Constitution that took this power away from the politicians and gave it to an independent reapportionment commission. And it's that protection that Newsom's tearing down. Now, this commission held countless public hearings up and down California. It listened to every constituency in every community. And over a period of many months, it adopted a consensus map. And by law, it's forbidden to use partisan registration data and drawing lines. Well, this Gavin Mander was done in just a few days behind closed doors with the stated goal of achieving maximum partisan polarization. And by the way, it was signed before Texas even adopted its maps, which tells me he's been waiting for this a long time.
Well, this is what New York did. New York threw out their nonpartisan redistricting commission, and the Democratic Party tried to redraw the lines, ultimately got thrown out in the courts. We'll see what happens in California. Congressman Tom McClintock, sir, have a wonderful weekend. Thank you so much for being with us.
Thanks so much for having me.